Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you 3 of my favorite fall braided hairstyles, and none of them require heat unless you would like to curl or straighten your hair afterwards. So I'm going to be showing you 3 of them, and I hope you guys like them. Leave a comment below if you want me to do more videos like this, because I really am enjoying hair tutorials lately. First off, I'm going to just brush out my hair, and I would recommend this for all of the hairstyles, not just the first one. But I do have curls in, so yeah, let's see how this will turn out. But I'm just going to brush them because it's going to be way easier to show you guys this way without them being like perfect curls. So yeah, hey, they're not turning out that bad. So yeah, just brush out your hair, and if you have naturally curly hair, then you can leave it like that. Just make sure to brush it out and it will look super gorgeous afterwards. So when you are done with this, just part all of it to the side. And the first one, you're going to have all your hair to this side. And for me, I like to leave a little bit over the ear because I hate my ears showing. So after you bring it all into one side, what you're going to do is separate them into 4 equal sections. And at first, it may be hard to keep them all like together into your hands, but after a couple tries of practice, I promise it does get easier. So now with all 4 of them in your hand, you're going to take the very last one right here and bring it under the second. And now with that same one, you're going to put it over the third, and then once again under. So now this is the one we started out with, and it's on the end. So now with this one right here, we're going to put that under the third and over the end. And just keep repeating this. So once again, the last one over here, under the second, over the third, and under the last one once again. So now I'm just going to keep repeating this. And now that you are at the end, just finish off with that section. It's okay if there's a couple loose ones, because you're going to put it higher over here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an elastic, and I'm just choosing one that matches my hair color so that it blends in. And I'm going to wrap this a little bit higher than the actual end is, because you're going to be separating that, and this will bring the rubber band lower. So just tie it right there. Make sure it's a little bit loose, like only tie it around twice if you have thick hair, and if you have like thinner hair, then you can tie it around 3 times. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just separate this to make it a little bit chunkier and bigger. It's okay if a couple come out, because that's going to happen if you have layers. Now I'm just going to make it a little bit looser up here. The next step is optional, but it just makes a little bit girlier effect. So what I'm going to take is a little flower clip, and you can find these probably at like Target, but I got mine at Wet Seal. And what you're going to do is just stick that in the middle and clip it. That, like I said, that just adds a little bit girlier effect, and with all this texture that you have in the braid, it looks like you put a lot of time into this, but you actually did not. Start out this braid, I'm going to take 2 to 3 inches of the hair closest to my forehead, and I'm going to part this into 3 sections, and try getting them as equal as you can. So now what I'm going to be doing is taking the one farthest away from my forehead, and putting that over the middle piece. And then take the one closest to the forehead and put that over the middle piece again. So now taking this piece that we started out with, which is now closest to the forehead, you're going to drop that, just let it go, and then take another piece right here and put that over the middle piece again. And now taking the one furthest away, you're going to attach that with another piece, just that was already in your head. Attach those and put that over the middle piece. And then once again, I'm going to drop this one that is closest to my forehead and grab another piece, braid it in, going over, and then add another piece to this. And then you're going to put that over again. So just keep repeating this. So drop that, grab another piece, put it over the middle, add another piece into this, put that over the middle again, and drop. I'm just going to keep doing this with the hair until I'm about halfway done.
Listen, children, don't give up on this world.
So this is going to be the last piece that I braid. So putting that over the middle piece, and then I'm just going to start braiding this down, just like a normal braid.
I get that it's all cataclysmic and someday we'll fall. What good is
I'm going to stop right here so that there's still half left, and I'm going to cut this off with an elastic. Once again, I'm going to use the brown one so that it blends in with my hair. And then make sure this one's a little bit tighter, and you're just going to kind of move it all around, make it a little bit cute and messy, a little bit bigger than it was before. And there's your waterfall braid.
it's never the worst that we've seen.
For the third and final braid, you're going to be using both sides of your hair. So what I'm going to do first is just take about 3 inches of hair and see how it looks when I put it back. Because you're going to be putting this back like that. And I'm just going to arrange it how I would like to. Still keeping about 3 inches of hair. Seeing how that would look. Because you never want like your hair to not look good after you take all the time to do it. So that'll probably look good. So what I'm going to do with this part is I'm just going to braid it like a normal braid, but I'm going to be making sure that it will lay nicely when I go that way. So I'll be braiding it that way. It doesn't matter if you go under or over, but I'm going under. So I'm going to braid this a little bit over halfway down. And then I'm going to tie this off with an elastic.
Now the moon is shaking, watching as his mother's taking.
Now that you have a little braid hanging off to the side of your face, you are going to do the same thing but to this side of your face. And guys, it doesn't matter if it's loose or tight because we're going to make it pretty loose anyway. So yes, just go ahead and do the same thing to this side. Now that you have another braid, you are once again going to tie this off with an elastic. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but make sure that they are very loose. The tie, because you're going to be separating it and it's not going to be easy if it's tight. So if you already did that with another one like I did, because I forgot to say that, you can just unloop one side. You look a little funny with 2 braids hanging off to the sides. What you're going to do is take one of the braids and just loosen it up. And it's okay if this gets like non-perfect, because it's perfectly fine if you do that. That's funny. It's going to be perfectly fine if you make it non-perfect. So you just want to loosen that up. And you also are going to be doing that to the other side. So we can start that now. Now that bit looser. We are going to make them even looser, but this is going to give it like a heart braid kind of effect. And if you've never heard of that, it's probably because I kind of made that name up because I made this hairstyle up. So yeah, now what I'm going to be doing is take each end of this, each end of like the braid, if you see what I'm saying, like that's 2 ends, 2 ends, 2 ends. So what I'm going to be doing is taking the end of that and pulling it. And you are going to want this to be out pretty far. So you may have to like go back throughout it and make it bigger, but that's totally cool as long as you end up with bigger hearts. So now just go back through and make sure that they are pretty even. It's okay if they aren't perfect, but yeah, just make sure that they are kind of even up here. And there you go, there's one side, but don't put it up yet because we're not done. So now you're just going to do that exact same thing to the other side. So once again, you're going to take the end of each part of the braid and just pull it out. Now that you have 2 of these braids, you are going to bring them to your back of your head like this, and you're going to tie them. And now that you have a bunch of like rubber bands in the back of your head, you may want to cover that up. So you can either take like a flower, something bigger than this, but what I'm going to be doing is taking a bow because I am bow obsessed, and I'm just going to put this over the rubber bands to, you know, like hide them. And it also gives it, once again, a girlier effect. And yeah. You may want somebody else to check if it's straight because, you know, you never know. Now you have something a little bit different than the traditional 2 braids across your head, and as they look a little bit fuller and once again look like you took a little bit more time into your hair, and also a little bit curly with the bow. So yeah. If you guys decide to do any of these hairstyles, please feel free to like Instagram or tweet me any of them because I would love to see your guys' recreations. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!